Okay, I think this is a
Okay.
good time to officially start. So I mean, normally we start slightly later lah. Start slightly earlier, but today
Okay.
because
When's the opening? Like,
Uh,
opening popped a while ago, yeah?
I left the Wait, let me scroll up. I put it in the close loop on shelf.
Yeah.
Scroll up the wrong way. OVNI popped at. OVNI spawned at 34 minutes past the hour.
Okay. Did it get killed?
It was not killed. No one showed up. It was at about
Okay.
3 minutes when I left, so you're gonna have to wait a while.
yeah, no, that's fine because that's why
Yeah,
we starting
especially.
late. We are starting late,
Yeah.
right? So it just means that when we zone in, OVNI doesn't pop in immediately lah, which is a good thing. Okay, so
Yeah.
um, the usual things apply lah. So this is welcome to Sharks BA learning run. Now the first thing we always do for my learning runs is to get everyone into the VC lah. So if you are in a party and you're on the VC now, can you just help type in the party chat to ask your party members to join us on the VC? Because I'll be giving explanations and doing callouts on the voice chat for today's session. Now, if there's anyone who is unable to join the VC, okay, let's say they have some issues with their headset or microphone, okay, not microphone, just
Yeah.
headset lah. So you don't have to speak for on the voice chat if you don't want to, but at the very least should be on the voice chat to listen for instructions and call outs. Okay, especially if you're new. Okay, so just help to ask your party members, just join us on the VC. Okay, they can listen to me ramble as we go through BA. I'll try to keep it short lah. Today I'll try to keep it short. But no promises. No promises, yeah.
I'd like to be able to go out shopping when it isn't dark. Thank you.
Maybe if I like drag it on long enough, you'll just like not go
No.
out shopping. Then you save money. I'm helping you to save
Okay,
money.
dude, I need milk, which means I need coffee. I need milk for my coffee, okay?
Even
Otherwise, I'm
better.
gonna have to like, drink it black.
Save
If it's
money
black,
on
it's
coffee.
worse.
Save money on coffee.
Coffee's a necessity, thank you.
Yeah, it's like your drug.
Yeah.
I know, right? Okay lah.
Let's
Let's see.
do.
Let's see who's in the VC. Okay lah, about 20 people. It's fine.
Thank you, people.
Okay,
Thank you.
so let me see. Okay lah. So I think we'll just get started shortly because everyone is more or less here. I think only Hawaito is not here. So we'll just get going, and then if they turn up before we kill OVNI, right, they will just be able to join us anyway. Okay, so welcome to Sharks BA practice or BA learning run for June. Okay, this is supposed to be for the month of June, but the last weekend of the month I was actually off sub lah, so I pushed it to the end of the month, which is 30th, right? But 30th is Friday, and the learning run always falls on a Saturday or Sunday at the weekend. So I just pushed it to July the 1st. Okay, but this is actually for the month of June. I tend to run this once every month for consistency, and then if there are new players who need to learn or go through BA, okay, I always try to get them to join the practice runs. In future, if you have friends or FC mates who want to do BA, and they are not certain, they are new, you can just tell them to look forward to my practice runs usually at the end of every month lah. Okay, but keep in mind that I will only host these based on demand. If there's no one, like if there's only 7 people who want it, then I can't run a BA run with only 7 people. So there needs to be a minimum number of signups as well. Thankfully, today's run we actually had about 20 people signing up, but a lot of the regulars and veterans saw that we are hosting a run and they just decided to join our run, which I'm thankful for as well. Okay, now without further ado, I'm just gonna give you a quick briefing, okay, on what to be prepared for prior to entering into Hydatos. Now, this is gonna be a learning or practice run for BA. So I see that quite a number of you, if not most of you here, are new. Okay, so usually for my learning runs, I will try to give the necessary information, okay, some basic information, what you should do, what you should look out for, things to be aware of, okay, as we go through BA. At the same time, we'll try to carry everyone as far as we can go, usually all the way up to the very last boss, okay, Osma. Now, having said this run will not give full explanations, okay, I'll only do the basic bare bones explanations, things to look out for, do the callouts, etc., etc. It is expected that everyone here has at least gone through a guide or a video to sort of familiarize themselves with the mechanics. Now, BA, if you're not aware of it, is punishing, but not that difficult. So the main concern about BA is that if you die in BA, generally speaking, people cannot just res you normally as you would in outside content, in other content. Okay, if you die, death comes at a cost. Okay, generally speaking, there's no way for people to pick you up normally. Okay, but I'll brief you guys about this after we zone in. Okay, for now, let's just make sure that we have everything required, and then we'll just zone into instance, and we'll need to do a bit of waiting. Okay, while waiting, I'll brief you all on what to expect inside BA. Okay, now, prior to entry to BA, 3 things to check. Number 1, make sure you bring your Kirin Osode or Vermilion Cloak. Okay, if you haven't already got it. Okay, this body piece is biz, okay, best in slot for all of Eureka. So ideally, someone would have told you to get one when you started your Eureka journey. Okay, if not, then if you have time, now is a good time to quickly go and get one. But if not, then it's okay. Okay, generally speaking, just try our best to stay alive lah. Okay, but having it really helps because it's literally the piece best in slot, okay, for the body piece, and it gives this elemental bonus stat, okay, which keeps you alive, helps you do more DPS as well. Now, number 2, bring some food. Okay, if you have food, it works inside BA as well as Hydatos. So anything eye level 450 and above works. Okay, you don't have to be the best of the best, okay, because your stats will be synced down anyway, so you won't be maximizing it. Okay, but just bring something for your class. Okay, and number 3, thirdly, is to bring your logograms. Okay, whatever logos actions, you should have set these up prior to today's session. Okay, but later once we zone into Hydatos, there'll be some time for you to mess with the logos manipulator inside Hydatos, the town itself. Okay, so make sure you bring the logograms at least. Okay, bring in the logograms so that when you're inside Hydatos, you can appraise them and form your logos actions while we are waiting. Okay, so just these 3 things to make sure you have, and then once ready, okay, party leaders, okay, as usual, Kelly, I'll pass you party lead. Okay, party leaders will do a ready check, and then if everyone's ready, you need to be in Pier 1, okay, you need to be at the Kugani zone so that the party lead can zone all of you guys in. Okay, and once you're ready, just zone in. Now in the past, we have had cases where we have instancing issues, meaning that when we zone in and then we are not all in the same instance. Okay, it has happened before. Okay, usually if we don't all zone in at the same time, there's a chance that we might not get in the same instance. Okay, but for today's session, generally speaking, Hydatos is quite empty, so we should all get into the same zone. Okay, but if for whatever reason you zone in and you're in a instance by yourselves, okay, like you're on a 6-man party and you're by yourselves in an instance, let us know. Okay, just straight away sound off and just let someone know lah. You see that off me? Just okay lah.
This is called impeccable timing.
Every time I zone in, right, it's like Omnivox, and then I have no time to reach you guys. Okay, never mind. We will set a slightly longer pool time. So maybe we'll set okay, Kelly, maybe we can do the yes, thank you. So we'll set the pool time to maybe like 6 minutes lah. Okay, so 6 minutes. Anyway, the instance looks like it's just gonna be us. It's just our learning run party here for today. So we can afford to set it like maybe at 6 minutes. Okay, now once we zone into the instance, okay, since OVNI is up, so I'm not gonna wait another like 30 plus minutes for the next OVNI. So we're gonna go in for during this OVNI. Now, before we get started, so just make sure you have all your logos actions with you. Okay, once again, you can quickly use the logos manipulator here to form the logos actions. Now, you should have a single tray, right, with a single, at least one tray which is either empty or has a single Spirit of the Remembered on you, because later when we zone into BA itself, you will crack open that single Spirit. But why we hold it first is because if you use it now and then you fight Ovni and you die, you have to make it again. You have to make another one. So don't use it yet. Use it later once we zone into BA itself. Okay, now the other thing to mention here is that before actually attempting BA, there's 3 things you actually need to check. Number 1, you must be elemental level 60. If you're not elemental level 60, okay, I'm looking at the list right now. I think everyone should be level 60 lah. Okay, but if you're not level EL 60, right, unfortunately you will not be able to join the BA. Okay, you must be 60 before you kill Ovni. It doesn't work if you're 59 and then you kill Ovni and you get the EXP and then you hit 60. That doesn't work either. So you must be 60 before killing Ovni. Okay, number 2, you need to have finished all the quests in this Hydatos zone. Okay, assuming everyone has talked to Kral, unlocked BA itself. Okay, if you have, then you have gotten a notification that you unlock the Baldition Arsenal. Okay, make sure you have finished up all the quests in the zone. If you haven't, then you again will not be able to join BA later on. Okay, number 3, the third one, and quite important as well. Later when we are fighting Ovni in the Ovni Fate zone, you cannot run off from the Fate zone before Ovni dies. You must stay within the Fate area, or else you will not be qualified to enter into BA. Okay, so once again, just stay around the Ovni Fate zone as we are fighting Ovni. Okay, and as a party, you need to get gold credit for the Fate. This is easily done in a 5 to 8 man party. Okay, if you are in an 8 man party, generally speaking, everyone contributes a little bit. Everyone gets gold. Okay, but if you are solo, it becomes a bit more difficult. So try to find a party. Even if you have to shout it out, okay, usually what people do is they just shout, I'm looking for Ovni party, and then raise your hand and someone will pick you up just to do the Fate. As long as you contribute to the Fate and you clear it, get a gold rating for it, and then after the party disbands, right, you can still enter into BA. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so once you are ready, just assemble around the Ovni area. Okay, we will start Ovni at about 6 minutes on the Fate timer. Okay, the current timer on the Fate is 11 minutes and 20 seconds. So we will wait another 5 minutes and 20 seconds and then we will start. Okay, just gather around there, hit Ovni, tag it a little bit, try not to die. But even if you do die at Ovni, it's fine. Just get rezzed, and then once Ovni dies, run off and find a portal. Now, the moment Ovni dies, there'll be this thing known as Portal Wars. Now, Portal Wars is the first hurdle to BA. Okay, is actually getting into BA itself. Now, thankfully, again, today's session, we only have about 47 people, so there is no real competition for it. Okay, do keep in mind that once content starts to drop off, okay, people clear their savage rates and everything, we will see people coming back into BA, okay, coming back into Hydatos, and then what happens is that, what happens is that we only have about 47 people, so there is no, we will see a bit more competition within BA itself, and then you might need to fight other people for the portals. For today's session, because there's no real competition, you can check the portal map. Okay, now on our Eureka Lounge channel, I've posted an image of our portals, okay, of the Hydatos BA portals. This map shows you the position of every single portal that will appear once Ovni dies. There'll be exactly 48 of them. And what you're supposed to do is, the moment Ovni dies, okay, but not before Ovni dies, the moment Ovni dies, and you guarantee you get the Fate credit, the gold credit contribution, you get a buff, ethereally primed buff, which is a blue color buff starting at 10 minutes, immediately ticking down to 9 minutes, and you will run off to find a portal spot. Now, there will not be any portals that appear immediately, but we know where they will appear. So you will run off, find a spot, and sit on that spot to wait for the portal to appear. Now, 4 minutes after Ovni dies, blue portals will appear. Okay, is it 3? Yeah, 3 or 4 minutes. I can't really remember. But blue portals will appear. Now, you do not touch the blue portals. Do not touch the blue portals because blue portals are priority entry only. Okay, you cannot enter into blue portals freely. Okay, you have to actually use this item known as an etheric stabilizer to enter into blue portals, and those are not free. As well as there is no prompt asking you if you want to use it or not. The moment you click on the blue portal, you will enter automatically. There is no prompt asking you, are you sure you want to enter BA? No, you immediately enter because it's supposed to be a competition. So any delays in grabbing the portal means you lose out. Hence, there's no prompt. The moment you click on it, you enter instantly, consuming the stabilizer. Okay, so for practice runs, I always tell people don't use stabilizers, don't touch blue portals. Just wait 3 minutes after the blue portals have appeared, all of them will disappear, and 48 minus the number of consumed blue portals, red portals will appear. When the red portals appear, instantly click on them to enter. Red portals are free entry. Anyone can click on them so long you are eligible to enter into BA. Okay, anyone can click on them and enter into BA. So we are just waiting for the red portals to appear. Okay, not to worry. We'll just focus one thing at a time. We'll kill Ofni first, run off to a portal spot, and then we'll worry about finding portals later on. Okay, for now, in a minute or so, we are gonna start off the Ofni Fate. So just get ready. Make sure everyone who is in your party is assembled at the Ofni area so that they can contribute and join in with the Fate itself. Okay, if anyone's still far away or still in town, ask them to quickly hurry over. They have about 45 seconds left before we'll get started. Yeah, my pause means I'm typing something. I can't multitask. Sorry.
Cannot brain.
Yeah, I can't multitask. Okay, we'll be starting soon in 10 more seconds. Okay, once again, just remember, just hit it a little bit. Make sure you tag it. Try not to die, but if you do die, it's okay. Okay, unless you use the Spirit of the Member, then try not to die, because then you'll waste it. Alright, let's go.
Let's go. Oh, I forgot. Ouch, man.
Yeah, tank it. Yeah, tank it. Alright.
Why the fuck did I just get that?
Take that hit.
Dude, I'm not tanking.
No, so many tanks here. After the initial pull, you'll be fine. Now, okay, just slowly, just kill Ovni, as Ovni is slowly dying. There's just a couple of things I want to cover as well. Now, immediately after Ovni dies, you run over, find a portal spot. Now, unofficially in BA, for today's run, right, for all of our practice runs, what I normally do is I try to explain. Okay, someone's got the lightning marker. Just move away from them.
Oh my god, they've not moved. Everyone's gonna die.
Just move away from that person. It's okay. Die. All good.
So many people dead. Oh, somebody is remembered.
Frog, yeah.
Samuel.
No,
see.
But Samuel is not. No, Samuel is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay. You wasted the. Okay, never mind. Okay, anyway, if you are using the chip combination, it's not too bad.
Funny.
Alright, okay, run off, go to a nearby portal spot. Yeah, I forgot to tell you all, just don't take the one directly to the left of me. That's generally mine. If you see me, then you know that that's my portal spot. Please, move off and find another one. Thank you very much.
From Seafield. That's funny.
Maybe he does it on purpose every time he joins content.
Here's the example. You don't. Sorry, Samuel.
Hmm. Okay,
Uh,
now for BA, right? As I mentioned earlier on, for today's practice runs and all of my practice runs, to be honest, I usually explain and we do things that is similar to how the the public runs are held on Elemental. So if let's say you are in future, if you decide that you want to join more BA, you want to get 10 clears, or you think it's fun and you want to farm more of the gear and the armor sets, you'll be joining public runs in here on Elemental. So we try to host these practice runs in a similar manner as the public runs, so that you are once you have joined us in the practice runs, you are competent and capable to understand what's going on in the park runs as well. Okay, the main difference is obviously there's me explaining things as in the practice runs, but the park runs there's no one explaining things. Okay, but the way we do things is more or less the same. Okay, for portal wars, the general etiquette is that if you are at a portal position first, so the moment Ofni dies, you run off. Okay, you mount up, you run off, you find a portal spot, and you found one, and you're sitting on it. Unofficially, the etiquette states that that is your spot. If someone else comes along, they should move on and find a different spot. Okay, and vice versa.
right to the death.
If you come across someone sitting on a portal spot, don't go and sit next to them and then contest them for the portal. Especially in an instance where there's only like 40 plus people, because there's literally
59.
there's gonna be like 48 48 spots available. So generally speaking, there's gonna be enough portals for everyone. Okay, I know now the numbers have jumped up to 57.
7, yeah.
But I think of this number,
54 eligible.
yeah,
That's 54.
three are not eligible. So there should be enough portals for everyone. And to be honest, not everyone's here for BA. Like some of these people are just here to farm.
There's
farm
actually
things.
about 10 people that probably went here for the Omni Fate anyway, because they're up to 169.
Yeah, that's right. Some
Yeah.
people just hopped in at quite late so they
Yeah.
they were not eligible to join anyway. Okay, but just try our best to secure entry into BA later on. Yeah, blue portals will appear first, so these are the blue portals. Remember, once again, don't click on them. Okay, but you can just sort of hover near them. But again, just don't click on them. If someone does click on the blue portal, we can actually see it. Okay, so if you open your mini map right now, and you look at the mini map, you will see all these little blue color spots on the map. That's where all the blue portals are. Later, 3 minutes from now, they will all disappear and red portals will appear. Same thing on your minimap, they'll all turn red. And then as people start to click on them or use them, they will disappear from your minimap. Now, if for whatever reason you cannot find a portal, keep your minimap open and quickly run around, make a beeline towards the nearest red portal and try to grab it. Okay, this is what we call portal wars. Okay, there's no way we can guarantee your entry. I mean, short of like doing BA at like 3 a.m. and no one comes along. Okay, but other than that, no, if 3 a.m. I also won't be there, so don't even worry. I also won't be there. So, if you need to just try your best to secure your own entry into BA. Okay, just hopefully you're sitting on a portal. Now, if for whatever reason, if you're new and you're here for today's run and you don't have a spot, okay, you don't have a portal spot, what you can do is you can try to just shout it, ask for one. Okay, just try to ask for one. Some of our regulars here, they are here to help out with the BA. So what they normally do is, they don't actually need more BA clears, but they just here, they know that I'm hosting a practice run. They join us, tag along, help out if they can. Okay, but if there's a newbie who needs it, they will give up their spots for the new players. So if you really need one, just let us know. Okay, but I think should be enough lah. There's literally one just south of me near the off me fit, which has no one there. So if anyone wants you on, just come and take this one. Okay, but otherwise just try to run around, find an empty spot. Worst case, later when all the portals turn red, just look for one on the minimap and just try your best to enter into it lah. Do note that the blue portals will, when they disappear later on in about a minute or so, the red portal will appear not in the exact same spot. It will be slightly shifted. Okay, somewhere in the general vicinity. Just zoom out a little bit, rotate your camera and try to look for it. And then immediately click on it once the red portal has appeared.
Or someone as a party of 4 doing provenance. So
Some of them
that's
are here
-4,
for
-5.
other things.
Someone just put their hand up as well. So.
Okay, for those of you guys who are here right in our practice run and your party isn't full, now later once you zone into BA, okay, now red portals are up, just click on the red portals, okay, try our best to get in. Say congrats on entering to BA. There'll be a cutscene for new players, so just watch the cutscene. Okay, there's this intro cutscene. Just watch it, and then the very first thing to note once you're inside BA, right, is to not instantly run off the starting area. Okay, this starting zone or starting platform is for you to form your logos actions. Okay, there's a logos manipulator here and there's a Magia Melder here. Take some time to form your logos actions that you need, okay, if you haven't done so already. At the same time, once you're inside, crack open the single spirit of the remembered, or if you have an empty tray, use the empty tray to create a single spirit of the remembered, and using the logos manipulator, make a new one after you have consumed the existing one. Okay, this way you can have the spirit buff applied on you at the start. Now this spirit buff is important because in BA, if you die, you can only raise yourself in 3 ways. Number 1, the spirit triggers and raises yourself. Number 2, a healer needs to sacrifice themselves to raise you, which is not ideal because then the healer will die and the healer needs to rely on their own spirit buff to raise themselves. Hence the spirit buff is important. Okay, the third method is actually LB3, but that hardly ever happens, if at all, because I've never seen it in the past like 10 or 20 runs. Like, I can't remember when's the last time I seen healer LB3 in BA itself, because we just kill the bosses so quickly that we don't have time to build LB3 anymore. Okay, so generally speaking, it's just these first 2 methods, Spirit of the Remembered and healer sacrifices. Okay, now having created your logos actions, okay, make sure you pop open another tray. Okay, use your whatever tray you need to use for the actual run itself. Okay, you should have at least one tray with a wisdom on it. Okay, either plate bearer, if you want to be defensive, if you are new. Okay, and then also have at least one tray with an offensive wisdom for later on. Okay, because later once we get past a certain point in BA, right, I will ask everyone to change over to their offensive logos actions. Okay, because at the midpoint of BA, DPS becomes relevant. Okay, for the first half of it is generally not that important. Okay, but it does become important for the second half. Okay, and at the same time, you will notice that there will be players. Okay, now what happens is that at the start, we will be splitting our main alliance into 2 sort of evenly balanced teams. One will go to the logos manipulator side, which is the art side. One team will go to the Magia Melder side, which is the Wayne side. Okay, the idea is that for the first pair of bosses, which are known as the twins, they actually need to be sort of killed at approximately the same time. If not, if one of them isn't killed or reduced to no health, the other one doesn't die at all. So they must both be down for it to have any effect. Hence, we need to sort of balance the teams. Now, what you will see is that players will be yelling out things like, okay, for example, Akisora, Carbuncle, 1-3-0 art, means that Akisora's party, 1 tank, 3 healers, and no DPS, a 4-man party, is going to the art side. Okay, June, Iker, 1-2-4, Owain, 1 tank, 2 healers, 4 DPS, going to the Owain side. Okay, and so on and so forth. So if you're in a party and you have a party leader, you all should decide on which side you want to go to, and then just yell out just as how some of the parties here are doing so. Do note that if you're in a party with not a full party, you might notice some players who are not in any party. Okay, now how to tell this? If you look at the adventurer list and then you sort by exploring dungeons, anyone who doesn't have the flag next to their name it's not in a party. Okay, so if you're a party leader, you can try to just pick them up lah. Okay, likewise, if any of our veterans are here and they are the party leader, they'll also help to pick up players. Okay, but it looks like everyone's already in a party lah. Okay, so very good. We'll just try to grab everyone along with us. Okay, regardless of whether they sign up or not, doesn't matter. Okay, for BA, right, I always consider BA as an open instance. Anyone is invited. Okay, anyone can join, even for the practice runs. Even though it's sign up based, we never restrict people from joining us in BA. Okay, in fact, today's session we actually need a few more people. So I'm quite pleased to see that there are some park players who join us for today's session. Okay, now as we are sorting it out, okay, Kelly will be our organizer for today. So thanks, Kelly. She will help me to sort out the teams lah. So she's making sure that there's 3 teams going to art, 3 teams going to Owen, okay, or they are sort of evenly balanced lah. Okay, as well as you'll notice that some players will be shouting perception L. Okay, we will need at least one perception player on art side, one perception player on the Owen side. Okay, this is to reveal traps later on after the first pair of bosses. So we try to ensure that there's at least one perception player on both sides. Okay, usually in the sign up sheet, I've assigned someone to do perception. Okay, but it's perfectly fine to just sort of adjust, okay, because not all the parties are filled up properly, right? So we are missing quite a number of them. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so we need one perception player on art side. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, if someone can just bring it, just yell it out. Say you have perception L and that you're going to art side. We can verify that there's one person going to the art side with perception. Ideally, we have at least 2 lah. Okay, if we have more, that's fine. Okay, it's okay to have more than just 2. But we will need to ensure that there is at least 1, preferably 2 lah. 1 is a bit tight. Okay, 1 is a bit tight. Can be done, but it's a bit tight. 2 is ideal.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 or more is best lah. Okay, now other than that, so once you've made all your logograms, okay, I'll try not to ramble too much, because now notice that under the Hydatos timer, there's this Conquer the Baldesian Arsenal timer. It's currently sitting at about 17 minutes. This timer is our time limit inside BA itself. So we need to beat this timer at certain checkpoints. So ideally, like the first checkpoint is Art and Owen. We need to beat it within 16 minutes. So ideally, I try to go faster a little bit. Okay, but I'm aware of the timing. I've done this quite a lot of times already. So we usually need about 6 to 8 minutes to beat the first pair of bosses lah. Okay, usually can be done less lah, but I prefer to have a bit more of a buffer. Okay, but I'll try not to ramble too much. Okay, now once we have organized everyone, okay, let's say you have called out your sites, you have formed your logograms, do a ready check in your party. You might notice waymarks being placed on one of the 2 sites. This signifies to your party that you are going off on that side. So if let's say you see a waymark on the floor, this means that your party is dropping off on this side. Try to not jump off the wrong side as your party. If you get stranded from your party, once you fall off from this initial platform, you cannot go back up. So it's very important that you stay with your party for the initial first part of this run. Okay, so do ready checks. If your party says you're ready, okay, you can start to fall off as a group. Okay, ideally, you go off together as a group. Okay, but if there's someone still not ready, or they are okay but they want to spend some more time making logos actions, that's fine. Okay, as a main tank, I will usually make sure my party is ready, and then we will just get started lah. Okay, so I will be main tanking for the art side for today's session. Someone else will be main tanking on the Owen side, so thank you whoever that is. And then once we have a sufficient number of players assembled onto the correct side, I will start by just pulling the mobs. Okay, now note that the tank, whoever they are, should always establish enmity first. In other words, you should always let the tank establish enmity before pulling mobs in BA. This is very important. In BA, if you are not a tank, you are not on defensive Magia, you are not geared, and you aggro the mob by accident, or maybe you rip enmity off the tank. Okay, the tank pulls one mob, hasn't established enmity on the other mob, which is tethered together, and you pull enmity on it. If the mob attacks you, there's a chance you might just die. Okay, the mob hits really hard here in BA because there are 5 elemental levels above us, so they can 1 or 2 shot you. Be very careful. Same thing for AoEs and stuff like that. Always move out of them. Okay, as a tank, as a main tank, I'll try to hold the mob MET. If you are a tank but not the main tank, and you are not new, okay, you're not brand spanking new, you've done it before but maybe not too experienced, you can sort of babysit some of the other players. If for whatever reason too many mobs are pulled, or someone accidentally pulls a mob, immediately provoke it or shield lob it, tomahawk it, pull it over, switch to defensive, pop some mitigations and help to tank it. Because what usually happens is if someone accidentally pulls a mob, a healer heals their party, the healer gets hit instead. Okay, so it's actually to save the healers from dying. Okay, now at the very top of the stairs, there are these Biblossers. These Biblossers have a very, very nasty frontal cleave and a rear tail swipe. Do not stay in front or behind of them. They will do an instantaneous cleave that usually catches people off guard. Try to stay far away if you are ranged. If you are melee, stay at their flanks. Okay, also note one thing is that they tend to turn towards the main tank and cleave the main tank, so don't be standing with the main tank as well. Okay, and once we have dispatched the mobs on the appropriate sites, what usually happens is that one or more players will yell out or shout out, in this case, because the other alliance cannot see it. Okay, they will shout out that their alliance has arrived at the first boss. We are awaiting for the other alliance to arrive as well. Okay, we need to sort of both be at the bosses before we can get started. Okay, now art side has arrived, so I will just start off. Okay, you all just be careful, continue to dispatch the mobs on Owain side. Okay, Owain has also arrived, very good, thank you very much. So I'll just give a very, very brief mechanics explanations for the first pair of bosses, Art and Owain. Okay, now for Art, the Art mechanic is basically, it will do either a point blank, and the spears that it places on the edges will do a point blank as well. You will either need to run out for the initial point blank and then run in instantly afterwards to avoid the spear point blank, or you can stay all the way at the very edge in between any two spears. There will be a safe spot there. Okay, for the range, you'll just follow where all the veterans go. You will see what they do. Okay, there's a safe spot at the very edge for point blank. After that, he will do, or alternatively, he will do a donut AoE, and then the spears will do a donut AoE. Okay, for this one, you need to either be very close to him to avoid his initial donut, and then run out quickly to a spear on the outer edge to avoid the spear's donut. Now, alternatively, you can stay beside any spear further outwards, just to avoid the main AoE, and then you're already in the safe spot for the spear AoE as well. Okay, this is for Art. After a certain amount of time, Art the floor will flash or glow. You need to stop moving, and then once the floor stops glowing, you need to avoid the line AoEs. If you move during that time, you will get heavy, okay, and you make it difficult for you to move to avoid the AoE, but try your best to move out of it. This is for Art. Now for Owain mechanics, Owain is much easier. If Owain is fire element, you go to the ice element spear. If Owain is ice element, you go to the fire element spear. If in doubt, just follow the crowd. Everyone else will be doing the same thing. Okay, so if you are in doubt, just follow everyone. Now, if the fight goes on long enough, some players will get a triangle marker above their heads. This is the group hug mechanic. You need to stack with other players with the same triangle, except the players with the AoE on their feet. You need to move those away from everyone else. Okay, but hopefully we don't see any of those mechanics. Again, that's all for the Art Owain mechanics. If there's any pressing questions, you can just sound it off. Otherwise, we will start at ET 2100. Okay, ET 2100, if you would be so kind. Okay, if we see hands, as Tomato is asking, it means that we already messed up. Okay.
Yes, it's it.
Yeah, it means we messed up already. If we see hands mechanic, it means we already effed up. Okay, we've screwed it up already. So it's like re-instance.
But basically, if we do see hands, it's the same as the posture skirmish.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Look at it to stop it from moving. Everyone else help to DPS it.
Yeah. The mechanics actually from the wiping CP, the dance cave, it's actually from dance cave. These sets are from dance cave. So
So yeah, if we do see it, don't panic. Just don't let it run to you and bap you.
Don't run away.
LB.
Don't run away.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start soon.
LB2.
So get ready to use limit break, range or caster. Okay, LB2 now if you have it. LB1
LB2.
now if you have it. Okay, and
Never mind.
we'll establish. It's okay lah. If let's say no one
Okay.
uses it, it's fine. No, like it's just a smidge bit more DPS, but you know, it's good to have the
Yes,
practice. Yeah. Okay, now the initial mechanics for both Art and Owen will be a red, white, and a tank buster. So just you know shield and heal through appropriately.
Out, out.
Owain, go to ice.
Okay, Art is in then out. Run out to a spear now. Any spear.
Out, please. If you died, put another remember it on.
Oh, my reply so.
So
Oh my god.
Okay, Art run all the way out to the edge in between the donut.
Owain, go to fire.
Okay,
Fire.
just follow the guys. Away from the sphere, guys. Away
Almost
from
dead,
the
though.
spheres.
oh no.
Yeah. Okay, now Art side. Okay, never mind.
Nice.
Stun.
Down.
Quite a number of
Oh,
deaths.
goodness.
Art tends to be a bit more difficult because you need to know where to go. The spears don't have telegraphs, and they come out instantaneously. Okay, now.
There is a trap halfway up the stairs, so just be careful.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me the trap.
Just wait. People are gonna be running up.
Yeah,
so-
yeah. Let the
Grab it
perceptors
after.
go first, and then if you're gonna pop traps right for tanks, just let people go past. Unless you really cannot wait, then you should yell out that you know you're gonna pop the trap now.
It's fine, it's fine.
Because there have been accidents
Anyway.
where people just YOLO and step in the trap, then takes out everyone around it, which is dangerous. Okay, there's a trap here, so just don't just run ahead first.
Yeah, I'm coming down.
All right, thank
Yep.
you. Okay, now as Kelly has mentioned, if you met an unfortunate demise earlier on, okay, it's fine. First timers, it's
Yeah.
okay. But do
There's
remember
no
to
shame.
pop another spirit if you need it, because deaths in here are quite punishing. Okay, so that's the trap. Thanks, BBD. Don't step in the big shiny glowy thing. That's an explosive trap. If you step in it, it explodes. You die. Anyone else around the trap also dies. So we try to give it a wide berth. Okay, now at the top of the stairs, there's a hallway. We hug the walls. You'll notice these small, tiny little circles. These are bleed traps. These won't kill you instantly, but they put a debuff that lasts for 10 minutes on you and a 1 minute long bleed debuff that kills you slowly. So healers will need to keep you alive. You will also notice a treasure coffer here at the edge of one end of the hall. All treasure coffers in BA are personal. Remember to grab your own treasure coffers. Okay, now is Gronny here? Gronny, are you here? If yes, you can. You mentioned that you
Okay,
want
he's
to.
thinking.
Oh wait,
pull
someone
mobs, right?
empty?
You can.
Yeah,
you can.
Okami.
It's fine. It's me emptying, or someone wants to do it.
Yeah, because Gronny mentioned that
Oh,
they
it was
wanted to.
Okami.
Yeah, no, that's not Gronny. That's not
Okay,
Gronny.
okay.
Yeah, Gronny is the one who typed in chat lah. So if
That's cute.
okay, just careful. The door has been pulled already.
Who
So
is that?
So who's tanking?
no. I'm thanking for now lah because it got accidentally pulled. But Gronny, if you want to, go ahead and tank the mob away from facing it away from the party. Yeah. We'll let Gronny try to main tank because there's no better way.
Behind,
Yep,
behind, go
everyone move
behind.
behind. Nice. Okay, now
Sleep it.
just let Gronny do the main tanking for now lah. If anything
Okay.
happens, any
I pulled something
no,
though.
no worries. It's okay.
Fine,
It's just
fine,
that
don't stress.
yeah, it's just that
chill.
want to let
Yeah.
people try to practice main tanking lah, so that you know we have a larger pool of experienced main
okay.
tanks as we.
Then let him do it.
Yep.
Yeah, go on.
Why am I
maybe-
having aggro?
maybe
Stands?
being-
Stands?
Stands
Stands?
on, please,
Yeah,
Granny.
put-
Hey,
My
Oh
god.
shit.
thanks.
Ah,
It's okay, it's
wait,
okay.
one
Slowly,
second.
slowly.
Stun it. Ah, too late.
No
No,
worries.
that's okay. Ads are probably better to be picked up around in
Yeah, lah. I
here.
mean, technically,
Like,
accidents is fine. It's okay. As long as
no, if they're learning, they're
Remember.
learning, so it's totally fine. But just for future reference,
yep, yep.
Right.
just bring it to about here.
Okay, so
Let
just
me
slowly
disable
pull.
my icon.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, Okami and I think I guess myself lah. So the two of us will try to like sort of
The
babysit.
support,
Yeah, we'll support, but let Gronny do the main tanking. If something happens, then we step in. If not, we don't just randomly pull it off from Gronny. Then it become very messy as well. Okay, the other thing to mention here for everyone else, right, is the centaurs that you see at the back there. These mobs, if they get accidentally pulled, which I'm keeping an eye on right now. Okay, it's got
open it.
pulled.
Sleep
Uh,
it,
Okay, it's
sleep
okay.
it.
Don't stress.
Don't stress, don't panic, don't panic. Now, what
Sleep
happens
it,
is that
sleep it.
they will cast
Nice.
Berserk, right? And then if the Berserk goes off, they will get a damage up buff, and they start to one-shot players. We will need to interrupt the Berserk, but they cannot be stunned or interrupted. So someone needs to use sleep, which is where the veterans come into play. Thankfully here we have quite a lot of veterans, so the veterans usually swift cast sleep and interrupt it nearly instantaneously. So thank you,
Yep.
thank you very much. Just keep in mind that for veterans, no, for everyone, don't pre-cast the sleep. Okay, if 3 sleeps get casted before it starts casting Berserk, it becomes immune to it entirely, and then we'll have problems.
What you can do is when you see a center pole, you just press your swift cast, and then the moment you see the cast show up, then you just sleep it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Prep the sleep, just prep it.
Yeah.
Sleep.
It's 2 GCTs from when it hits you first time. So
Okay, so once you clear all the mobs here, the doors will open. We'll move up to the second boss, Raiden. Okay, now Raiden is a thunder aspected boss, and you can rotate your Mega accordingly. Now for Raiden's mechanic, there'll be 2 things you need to look out for. The first is the lateral Zantetsuken. Now what happens is that Raiden will disappear from the arena, and we are all stack in the middle. He will then appear on either the east or the west and raise his sword to either his left or his right. After that, puddles will appear below randomly selected players, and we will move out of the puddles, moving towards the safe side, which is the side his sword is not pointing on. Okay, now, sidetrack. Okay, maybe BD, you make sure Gronny knows what they need to do. Then we let them try lah. We let them try to maintain Raiden also. Thank you. Okay, so I'll continue the explanations while BD and Gronny sorting that out. Okay, so once again, lateral Zantetsuken. Raiden disappears. We stack in the middle, look for him on either the east or west. He raises his sword to either his left or his right. Puddles appear below random players, but because we're all stacked in the center, there's going to be a large number of puddles in the center. Move out of the puddles towards the side his sword is not pointing at. Okay, now if you're unsure, you can just simply move straight towards him to get out of the puddles first. Then there's enough time to move to either the left or the right relative to him towards the safe side. Now if you're not sure where the safe side is or you didn't pay attention, just look for where everybody else is. We are all going towards the safe side. Okay, don't just run blindly in one random direction and then realize that Raiden's gonna kill you shortly after. Okay, Raiden will cleave the arena, killing anybody in the center and anybody on the unsafe side. Okay, any of his Zantetsuken sword attacks just insta kill you, one shots you. Okay, goes through everything. Okay, so that's lateral Zantetsuken. Now the second mechanic that we need to look out for is called Cloud to Ground. Now Cloud to Ground happens later in the fight. If we do see it, what happens is a single Exaflare marker. Okay, now an Exaflare marker is a traveling AoE. It's one of those AoE markers with an arrow in it. Okay, we'll look for the single one that spawns at the edge of the arena. As it starts traveling, we stand in where it spawned because that spot is safe. We'll stack together. Raiden casts Bitter Barbs. Now at this point of time, a lot of things will be happening. There'll be traveling AoEs. Puddles will appear below randomly selected players, but again, because we're all stacked together, a large number of puddles appear below all of us. Pop sprint, run around, and Some players will be tethered to each other with a barbed tether. Split the tether first. Okay, prioritize splitting the tether, because if you get tethered for too long, both of you will start to take a lot of damage and probably will die. Okay, so once again, cloud to ground. Look for traveling AoE. As it starts traveling, step in it. The safe spot is there. Bitter barbs go out. Puddles appear. Pop sprint, run around, avoid everything, split tether if you have it. At the end of all of that, Raiden does Whirling Zantetsuken, which is a donut AoE. The only safe spot is inside his hitbox. I will call it out. I'll say be inside his hitbox. Okay, Raiden does this a couple of times in this fight. Just listen to the callouts. Okay, and that's it for the Raiden mechanics. Any questions? Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to just sound out now. Okay, if not, then I'm gonna assume that everyone is ready, and we'll be starting in ET 01 00 lah. Okay, 1 minute from now. Okay, so ET 0100. Okay, if you'll be so kind. Okay, just listen to callouts. If you have food, remember to use it. If you die during the fight, remember pop Spirit of the Remembered. Okay, once you get back up. Okay, and we'll just try our best. Now, once again, range or casters can use Limit Break. Okay, either 1 or 2. Limit Break 2 is 2 ET before pull, which is 5 seconds. Limit Break 1 is 3 ET before pull. So, no, sorry, 3 seconds before pull, which is 1 ET lah. So, 5-8 and 5-9.
Bernie is on chat, right?
Yeah. Can.
Okay, you might want to just spam your enmity thing, because I can see Ricky boosting focus, and Ricky is a samurai, and I think they're gonna delve. So just spam your enmity.
Okay,
range.
LV1.
They're gonna rip
The whole
aggro.
thing.
Never mind.
Okay, you can start it. Actually, right?
We should start
Yeah,
now.
just start. Just for.
Go,
Just for.
Bernie,
Yeah.
pull it. Yeah.
It's okay lah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, way north.
Tomahawk.
Nice. Good
Yeah,
enough.
just
Yeah.
hold it there. Hold it there.
Nice.
Don't go too far. There will be a thunder wall later.
Okay, red, wide. And then there'll be a tank buster. Now, ranged and caster DPS can go to maximum range away from Raiden. Okay, in a straight line, away from Raiden. Just move to maximum range. Now, the edge of the arena will be electrified. Shortly after this, Raiden does Ame no Sakahoko, which will fire off a large point-blank AoE where he's standing right now. Everyone run away from Raiden. Okay, everyone just move away from Raiden. He will jump backwards. We want to be inside his hitbox. Be inside his hitbox. This is Whirling Zantetsuken. Anyone on the outside just dies.
Like that.
But it's okay lah. Spirit proc, hopefully you get back up. Okay, now, stack in the middle. This is the lateral slash. Raiden's on the west side. Move out of the puddles and towards the safe side. Okay, come back towards the safe side, Lily and I.
Rescue Lily. Rescue Lily.
Rescue.
No, too late. It's okay. It's okay lah. No better way to learn than to actually get hit by
Never
it.
mind. Yeah, the spirit procced.
Wow.
My reprisal! My reprisal!
Quick, override it. Okay, now.
Oh,
light.
DPS is nice.
Denial.
Spread out lightly. Spread out lightly. This is a light. This is a puddle
Let me
AoE.
catasto this.
Fuck.
Okay, now there'll be these spears that need to be burned down. This is a light DPS check. Burn the spears.
Oh, I didn't.
Red, wide. Move out of the bruise. Okay, and this is cloud to ground.
Kill it.
We try to burn it down. But don't sacrifice.
It's no.
Yeah. Try kill it. Try kill it. Okay, can. Just commit. Nice.
Wow, nice.
Cloud to ground is a bit messy to do lah, so I try to skip it if possible.
Yeah.
Okay, treasure coffer at the front. Remember to grab it. It's being obscured by a lot of players, so don't forget your treasure coffer. Although if you do forget it, there's another chance to come back and get it later on.
Oh, maybe don't.
Don't run up, please. That fat book is looking right at us.
Okay, here.
The trap's far. There's no trap.
Alright, thank you. Okay, now in this hallway here, there's more mobs. There's a single trap, and Gronny will start to peel the mobs again. So same thing as before, let the main tanks try to pull the mobs one or two at a time. And we'll try to dispatch it in this stairwell here. Okay, the reason why we don't run all into the hall is because the trap cannot be seen yet. So we don't risk running in blindly.
Pull the next one.
Okay, do also note that some of these mobs will do like line AoEs, puddle AoEs, just move out of them if necessary. Okay, don't assume that they'll be interrupted.
Oh,
No worries,
Okay.
it's okay. I'm just like doing my AoE attack lah.
Probably in the right corner, yeah.
You cannot stun.
I think it's the one down here.
Fuck.
where is it?
Someone 80s.
Yeah.
South. Yeah. No, it's still there.
No lah, it's still there, I know.
It's gonna be this one.
Oh,
Yeah, I popped it.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
VVD,
Yeah.
VVD was extra hungry
Yes,
today.
pro tip. Yes.
But it's okay, VVD
I'll
was
be fine. It's just
VVD
a
will
bleed.
survive, yeah. She doesn't die from just bleed traps, don't worry. Showing us
Oh.
what not to do in future runs.
Waste a day.
Okay, just to note these dolls, right, these doll mobs, right, need to be faced away from the party, because they do a massive gaze attack that cannot be. It's called a gaze attack, but you can't even look away from it. You still get hit. So not really a gaze attack. It's more like a conal AoE. Right now, up the stairs here, at the front there's another treasure coffer, but there's a large explosive trap just in front of the coffer. Wait for perceptors to scan for the trap first.
Yeah, Bambi, you can come up to this line and scan here.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you.
There you go.
Easy.
If you scan at that line, you will discover if it's any in. There's only 3 spots it can be in, so. Yeah, 1 trap only.
Okay, grab the treasure coffer, always give it a wide berth. Now do note that in BA, right, sometimes there will be tanks that need to consume the traps, use the traps. So we try to leave the traps for the tanks if necessary. Now, moving on, there's a hallway with 6 rooms. What we do here is we will dispatch the mobs in the hallway first. So as usual, follow the murder train, and then we'll just go through and kill all the mobs in the hall. In these 6 rooms, there will be 2 things we are looking out for. Unquote element. So if you actually look into the rooms, you'll see that each room has a designated color, and they're sort of
It's in
thematically.
water.
Thank you. Okay, they're sort of themed to different elements. So fire and earth is at the entrance. Wind and thunder rooms are in the midpoint, and then ice and water is all the way at the end, nearest to AV over here. So we're looking for 2 things. Number 1, there's a visible treasure coffer. Now this has been spotted already. It's in water room. So thanks BBD, she saw it in water room. She yells it out. We will proceed to the water room after we clear the hallway. And there's also an invisible teleporter. Now this teleporter cannot be seen, so we'll need to. I got it. No worries.
Help
I
me.
got it. No worries. I got it. Yeah. So this teleporter is invisible, right? It cannot be seen. So what we need to do is we need to clear out the rooms one at a time, right? So that we can scan for the teleport. Now, what we normally do is we prioritize the treasure room first because we want the loot, and then afterwards we go to ice and water rooms first. Okay, but in this case, because it's in the
hold on.
water room anyway, so we can just start with the water room. Now, water room mobs, the dolls over here, these do a very nasty pizza slice attack. It's massively huge and cannot be interrupted. So you either be really near or really, really far. Don't be in the mid range. Okay, you'll see it later on. Fire
Both
the
traps
pizza
found.
slice. Is someone using paralyze? So clever.
Where I
1 more mob.
Great.
Stay outside. Stay outside.
Yeah, try
stay
to put it outside lah. We try to put it outside because it's easier for people to hit it from in the hallway than inside the room. Thank you. Okay, nice. The treasure coffer is behind the statue over there, but just be careful of the traps. Just don't auto run blindly and then step into it. Okay, no teleport. So we need to go and
There
check.
it is. Oh shit! I went through
Oh,
it.
okay, guys, you can come back, the teleporter's in the same room. So
Surprise! Okay.
thanks, Kelly, for like using. No lah, actually I think it was scanned like
Bond
1
It was
second.
perception.
Yeah,
Lol.
I saw. It was scanned and then Kelly stepped in it. So almost like you almost like body percepted it. Pretty good. Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a Lala that ran in front of me. I think like revealed it, and then I just ran into it.
I
There was
see.
a little Lala
I see.
there.
Okay.
It
through.
was Aki. It was Aki.
I see. No wonder. Okay, through the teleport, there's a treasure coffer. Don't forget to pick it up. Okay, after going through the teleport, there's a treasure coffer immediately on the right. Remember to grab that one. Okay, there's no trap there. Moving down the stairwell, there's another hallway, very similar to the previous hall. One invisible trap in here, also a bleed trap, and more mobs we need to peel. So Gronny, just carefully pull 1 or 2 at a time. Okay, I'll help to tank them if necessary as well. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's it. Found it.
Nice, thank you. Okay, the
A spin is
ghost.
coming.
Yeah, the ghost will turn in this way lah. Okay, the ghost will usually turn in this way, so just be very careful. But I think we should be able to pull it afterwards. Yep. Okay, now after this hall over here, there'll be another hallway with more mobs, another set of 6 rooms, and more mobs to dispatch in the. Okay, no, there's no mobs to dispatch in these rooms, but in each room, okay, the next set of 6 rooms, in every room, there's a single explosive trap and a button in the center of each room. What's gonna happen is that once we clear all the mobs here, we will split up into 6 different parties or groups with at least 1 tank and preferably 1 healer per group, and assign them to rooms. Now usually what happens is that you will see something like, okay, Kelly, Sierra, 2, 2, 4 stone, which means 2 tanks, 2 healers, 4 DPS party is going to the earth room. Okay, some of the other parties might say something like 1, 2, 5,
Oh, nice.
fire, okay, water, thunder, ice, wind, okay, so on and so forth, okay, to assign themselves or pick a room per party. So in your own party level, you just pick 1 room lah. Okay, just try, if you have a tank, you have a healer, you can just pick a room. So Tomato is doing 2, 2, 4 fire room, okay, etc. etc. Now Kelly, the organizer, will be arranging to make sure that every room has been assigned one group with at least a tank and healer. There will be certain situations where there are like not enough tanks, or maybe that one party has like 4 tanks, 2 healer, 2 DPS, things like that. We might need to shuffle players around. So do note that sometimes some shuffling of players may occur during certain runs. Okay, but for today's run, I think we have like just enough tanks and sufficient healers to go around, so we can usually assign 1 party per room lah. Okay.
Bambietta, we need to scan every room. There's a trap, 1 trap per room.
Never run into the rooms until the traps have been found. Okay, the perceptors will usually go into the room, scan for the trap. Now the trap is always overlapping the button in the center.
Okay, sorry, give me a sec.
Sure.
You don't have to run left or right. So you scan at the door. I saw you do it. It's fine. Then you run in, and then scan again, because the traps are gonna be on either front, back, left, right of the blue circle. So you can just literally run straight through. So scan at the door, run straight in, scan again, and then if still nothing, then it's gonna be at the back of the circle. So
Wait for the trap.
Yeah, that'll do.
Kelly's taking win.
Thank
What?
you.
Oh, okay, Kelly.
Kelly,
Sorry.
not you.
Kelly. Yeah,
The other
sorry, Solo.
Kelly. Okay lah, so I think okay, so once all the rooms have been assigned, right? What we do is we will head into the rooms. Now, if it's your first time tanking, just note that as a main tank for your own room, you need to be on defensive, Magia, and stance on. The other party members in your room should go to a corner of the room, okay, away from the center, because once the doors, okay, what's gonna happen is that once we have all 6 rooms assigned, we will set a start time, and the tank, okay, usually the tank will step in the button in the center, okay, not the trap, but the button, and then once all 6 rooms have at least one person stepping in the button in the center, the doors will close, 2 mobs will spawn, and in your party level or group in the room, you will dispatch those 2 mobs. Now at the same time, outside of BA, the Hydatos support fate, support expedition will spawn as well. So the players out there will help us to clear the support fate, which will allow us to proceed further into BA. Okay, for now, let's just worry about doing the rooms first. Be in your room.
Yep.
Tanks, make sure you stance on defensive, and do ready checks to make sure everyone's ready. Okay, now you'll do ready checks in your party level and shout it out. So you'll see something like, okay, ready check. Where's ready check? Okay, ready check.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay, so you see something like what Gronny is saying now. Ice ready. Okay, Daisura's outside doing support there. Thanks. I mean, you can't hear me lah.
Better to use shout instead of yell
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah.
the distance is very far. You can't see it.
Good point there.
Yeah.
So you shout for
Yeah.
this part of the run. It's okay to shout because some of us from
Yeah.
the earth and fire rooms cannot hear us on the.
But if you're in the
water
2
and ice
middle
rooms.
rooms though, everybody will be able
You
to
can
see.
still
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
If you're wind
That's
and
why we
thunder, yeah, it's
do it
fine.
Kelly. Okay, everybody is ready.
Okay, we'll start at ET 0630 lah. Okay, ET 0630 if you would be so kind. Do note that there'll be 2 mobs that spawn. Okay, the tank, if you are tanking it, just try to pull one at a time. But if something happens and your party member pulls the other one, or you face pull it, or someone face pulls it, just pull them both. Just pop some mitigation healer, just keep them alive. Should be okay lah. Generally speaking, should be fine. Now, once you've dispatched your 2 mobs in the rooms, you run out, go to the main door, and if you get there first, you shout first, and you win. Okay, step in the buttons, everyone. And good luck.
Let's go.
What happened? No?
I think somebody hasn't gone into the
Oh,
other
that's
game.
okay. Alright. Okay, guys, quickly, faster.
This thing is the fire room is donut. Get close or get far.
No death.
Ow!
Wait, you can step on the trap, right, and just explode the mobs also.
Oh, if only.
Just like POTD and Deep
Yeah,
Dungeon.
Toad and High and stuff. Yeah.
You can step on the trap and then it explodes and kill the mobs around you also. But it kills you also lah, obviously.
Habu.
Be so slow. Too slow.
Damn it. We've got no death that's working. Hey.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be last. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we're not
we're
last.
like-
No. Door's still closed. Aha.
Middle.
Ah.
Middle of the pack. Mm. The fuck?
No, the reason why we lose is because I didn't even bring Death L. I didn't even bring it.
Yeah.
I didn't even use my Shark brand, patented, trademarked Shark brand Death
I
L.
actually jumped down without actually doing it in my trays. Sorry. I'm just using what I already had in there. I forgot to put more on. Oh well.
It's okay lah. Hey, one of the parties still haven't opened the door, yeah. Who is here?
Yeah.
Are they okay or not? Eyes, okay
Aye.
lah. Oh, I think it's because
Oh,
the
they-
four-man
They just
party.
went.
Yeah, the four-man party.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Aki.
Aki party lah,
Oh,
should be
no,
okay.
wait, Aki did it.
Yeah, Aki's party should be fine. Okay, note that now that the doors have opened, right, we are going through the. No need to call it out, but it's okay. We are going through the.
Be proud. Be proud. You did it.
Okay, we are cutting through the Raiden's arena. So if for some reason you see a treasure coffer here, right, it means you didn't pick it up earlier. Bonus coffer, please remember pick it up.
Minim.
Now we are retracing our steps back to the original set of 6 rooms, and there will be new mobs that have spawned. So again, likewise, at this point of time, tanks, check your stances, turn off your stance if you are not main tanking. Okay, Gronny is back to main tank. There'll be new mobs that spawn in this hallway, and there's nothing really special, but do note that there are 3 mobs we need to look out for. There's a frog monster, okay, a frog, toy hammer frog. There's a centaur, and there's a book or bibliotough monster. Now, the reason why I call out these 3 monsters is because they tend to walk around in this hallway, and sometimes they go into the rooms, and we fail to notice or realize. And then when they come out of the rooms, they are behind the alliance, and they'll start to aggro from the back, which is quite nasty. So normally I try to make it a point to call them out for future runs or future players to take note of these 3 mobs. Okay, so we will try to account for these 3. Okay, the frog is right here. Very nice. Okay, then further ahead there'll be a centaur and a book monster. Now, shortly after this, once we clear the hallway, we will be waiting for the support Fate players. Okay, the Tristitia Fate out there. Okay, you might have seen it before. Thank you. Okay, you might have seen the support Fate outside before. The players out there will be waiting for their portals to appear. Now, 8 new portals will appear in Hydatos, and the players doing support will have the ability to join us in our BA. So what usually happens is that we wait about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, depending on when they kill Tristitia. Okay, when they clear the support phase. If they take slightly slower, then we have to wait slightly longer, but it's generally fine. So we'll take a short break after this, wait for them to join us, and then we'll resume with our new.
I do say
No worries, it's okay. We'll have to wait
The best
for.
Waiting room anyway.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
waiting anyway lah, so it's okay. Okay, now the book monster is going in. Okay, no, it's
No,
standing there.
just being a
Nope.
wallpaper.
Being a wallpaper. It's a book, not a wallpaper. I mean, I
Just
guess
tear a page and stick it on the wall.
I guess it's still paper,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I guess it's still paper lah. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Now what's gonna happen is after we clear the last one, we're gonna take a short break lah. So maybe let's break for about 6 minutes. So by X20, so let's rest for a while. Okay, let's rest for a while. X20, right? Be back. Okay, so we will just like wait around here, wait for the support fit guys to join us. Take a short, bio break, tea break, coffee break, refill water, etc. And then be back within 6 minutes or so. Now do note that if you're going to be AFK for more than 8 to 10 minutes, you might get auto kick. So do not be AFK for longer than 10 minutes. Okay, at the 10-minute mark, if you AFK for 10 minutes, you will get kicked out of the instance. So please be mindful to be back within a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so let's take a short break for now. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so lah. Okay, I need to refill my tea as well. Okay, I'll be right back.
Coffee. Be right back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Ukami, do you want to clear ice room or for indoor or
It's
water enough?
actually it's fine for me because I have one trap in front of the treasure thing, and then there are 2 trap here. Maybe
Yeah,
ask
okay.
the MT Grony do he want. I still have 1 catasto and then 2 set of inside my logos, so it should be fine.
Grony, do you need to pop traps for Indom? They might be AFK. Just waiting room time. That's okay. I think when you pop the traps, just pop it together. So
Mhm.
Yeah, because your invulns won't, you know, have multiple users anyway. So just do it together. So later, because Ukami is also on Indom, so I think when we are closer to starting AV, or when your timers are about to, wait, let me check your timer. Oh, Gronny needs to pop one soon. It's got 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You guys sort it out. Gronny has
That's
3
fine. You can
minutes.
pop.
Whereas
You
you've
can
got
use all the
7.
2
Yeah.
traps. Brony, you can have it all. I'll just pop my own Catasto. It's fine. I still have many stack in here. It's fine.
Remember to use your, yeah.
Don't need to pop it now. Never mind. One more. Never mind.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. No, 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 no.
Your
It's
thing
not enough
is
now.
has
Yeah.
I was like, your home gang's already run out, so don't go for that one. So future reference, right? What you can do, this one was a bit risky, but if let's say you have 2 traps side by side, you can actually just pop sprint, pop your invuln, and run through both. You get 2 stacks at once. That one was a bit risky because one is in the middle of the room and the other one's at the wall. So yeah, if your invuln doesn't last, yeah.
If you need it, we can clear the ice room too.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 stack in one time. 2 trap and 1 Catasto.
Okay, welcome back. It is almost X20 on the clock. Now, for those who are back already, okay, especially if you're new, I'm just gonna save a bit of time and I'm gonna start off with doing explanations on this second half of BA. Okay, theoretically, I consider this as the second half of BA. Okay, we've cleared the first boss, the twins, and Raiden, who is the second boss. Now, from this point onwards, we are down to 3 more encounters. Absolute Virtue, which is boss number 3. Okay, we call him AV for short. He's the big floaty, shiny thing just in front of us. The 2 owl mobs, okay, those are trash. Okay, they don't really count as a pool, but they are somewhat important, worth mentioning. Okay, and the last boss, Proto Osma. Okay, so essentially we are down to 2 boss fights. Now, at this point of time, for all the new players, and in fact for not just the new players, but all the veteran players as well, everyone, it is highly recommended that you switch out your defensive wisdoms. So if you've been using Plate Bearer up to this point of time, remember earlier on at the start, okay, it may have been a bit rushed, okay, and you may not have time to prepare it, but I did mention that ideally you should prepare at least one or more trays with an offensive wisdom. Okay, so offensive wisdoms are things like wisdom of the Fiend Hunter, wisdom of the Elder, wisdom of the Duelist, okay, as well as wisdom of the Skirmisher, which is a generic any class or any DPS plate. Okay, the Fiend Hunter, Duelist, and Elder are for specific DPS roles, range DPS, melee DPS, and caster DPS. Okay, and then Skirmisher is just any DPS. Okay, slightly less potent, but it is easier to make and it's cheaper as well. Okay, but any of these DPS plates will do. Okay, obviously, if you can afford the more expensive, higher quality or higher tier ones, you should have those. Okay, but if you're new or you're not very well stocked, okay, Skirmisher works as well. Okay, any DPS wisdom. Now the reason for this is simply because from this point onwards, the last two bosses, AV and Ozma, have enriched timers. Okay, AV is 7 minutes and 30 seconds long. Ozma is 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So if we fail to meet the DPS check, we will hit the enrich and everyone dies. Hence, we usually push for DPS. Now, the other thing to worth mentioning is that for these two fights, if you fail to deal with the mechanics, like you don't stand on the correct side for AV. Okay, when he does impact stream, I say go to dark, you're standing on the light side. The Plate Bearer just doesn't save you, like you still just die anyway. So having the extra defense and HP, right, doesn't really save you if you fail to do the mechanics properly anyway. Hence, we rather you just use offensive wisdom. Now, having said all this, if you don't have any offensive wisdoms, you're just not very prepared for it or just couldn't afford it, it's okay. Okay, just try your best to stay alive. Just do the mechanics. Put in whatever DPS you can. And just try to stay alive for the entire encounter. Okay, dead players do no DPS, so just try your best to stay alive. Okay, yeah, thanks very much, Kelly. AFK warning, AFK warning. If you have been AFK for more than 7 minutes or more, okay, there's actually a prompt that tells you that you have been AFK for this many minutes, 5, 7, and 9. They'll warn you that you have been AFK. Just remember to just move your character or move your camera a little bit. It will counter the AFK kick. Okay, resuming explanations. Okay, now I will proceed now with the AV explanations. Okay, so hopefully by now everyone should be back already. Now, AV is a wind aspected boss, so rotate your Magia to the correct element. Main tank will be on defensive, wind, and everyone else generally, if you are trying to push DPS, you should be on ice. Okay, offensive against AV. Now for this fight, one main tank, and we have assigned 2 sub-tanks or 2 tanks to be what we call Wyvern tanks. Okay, so I think Grony is North main tank. Grony is main tank. Okami is the North Wyvern ad, and apparently I am the South Wyvern ad. Thanks very much. Okay, so what happens is that when ads appear for this fight, the 2 assigned tanks will stance on, if they want to, defensive, and then provoke or tomahawk or range attack the mobs to build enmity and hold the mobs in place for all the players to burn down the ads. Okay, the ads, if left alive for too long, will also enrich, and they will cast explosion. It's a white large AoE lah. Okay, it's a white AoE where they are at. So we try to burn down or prioritize the ads. Okay, just so you know, if you have Def L, you can swift cast or just slow cast the Def L, and if it sticks, if it hits the mob instantly dies as well. Okay, ads only. Obviously, don't try on the boss; it doesn't work. Okay, so just you can use Def L on the ads as well. Okay, now AV's actual mechanics. He does this move called Eidos, which places bracelets on his wrists of either a light or dark color. To resolve his mechanic, you need to go to the opposite color. Now, his mechanic manifests in 2 different ways. The first is puddles of both colors will appear, And the dangerous color, okay, let's say for this explanation, let's say the dark color is the dangerous color. We need to move away from the dark colored puddles because the dark colored puddles will expand. After a short amount of time, the dark colored puddles will expand and all the puddles will explode. You cannot be standing in any of the puddles, but you must move away from the dangerous colored puddles. Okay, I will call those out. I will say move away from dark or move away from light, okay, depending on what color his bracelets are. Okay, this is the first mechanic. Now the second mechanic is impact stream. Now impact stream will split the arena into two halves, light and dark half, and you need to be on the correct half, okay, which is the opposite color from the dangerous color. So if he's dark bracelets, I will say go to light, go to light, step into the light half. Now midway through the fight, AV will jump away, become invulnerable, untargetable, and he will fire off 3 impact streams, one after another. During this phase of the fight, manually rotate your Mega board to defensive. Okay, just manually click on it and rotate it to wind. Pop some mitigations, use Hurricane potions if you have them. Stay stacked in the middle, healers heal through this entire phase. Okay, there's no DPS to be done, so you should just be focused on staying alive and keeping everyone fully healed. There'll be 3 impact streams, light, light, dark, dark, okay, something like that. I'll call it out. After all 3 of them, you need to run away from the center and come back in after AV returns to the arena. Okay, I will call all of these out. Okay, there's going to be a proximity. Just stay near the center. Proximity appears, run away from it, come back in after he lands. Okay, this is the impact stream mechanic. Now, the last important mechanic for this fight is turbulent Aether. Now, this one is particularly important. 8 random players, okay, not bearing the main tank, okay, the main tank can never get this mechanic, but 8 random players will get an op and tether. This is known as turbulent Aether. Okay, when AV casts turbulent Aether, 8 players will be tethered with an op and tether. Each player will have either a light or dark op, and there'll be 8 puddles around the edge of the arena. The tethered players must find a puddle of the opposite color and stand in it, wait for the op to touch them. When the op touches that player, it will explode, damaging that player and anyone else around them. But the player standing in the puddle will mitigate most of the incoming damage, thereby resolving the mechanic. So if you get the tether, you need to check for tether. Okay, check if you have the tether. If you have the tether, you must deal with the mechanic. If you don't deal with it and you just let the op touch you, or you just don't realize it's you and the op hits you, it explodes, damaging you and everyone around you, applying a damage down debuff as well. Okay, which if there's too many, you'll kill a lot of players or lead to a failure in the DPS check. Okay, ideally we shouldn't see that. Okay, we shouldn't hit that state, but try your best to resolve the mechanic properly. Okay, in a pinch, do note that puddles or the safe spots cannot be shared. You must find your own puddle of the opposite color, and you cannot share it with someone else. If someone's already in it and you just step in it with them, one or both of you is gonna die. Okay, the puddle can only block one instance of damage. You cannot share it with someone else. So please don't jump in with another player. Okay, find your own. There'll be enough, exactly enough for all 8 players. Try your best to resolve the mechanic. Okay, now last thing here, Gronny will be the main tank again. So where's Gronny? Okay, for this fight, okay, I'm gonna point out Gronny. They're jumping at the front. For this fight, the main tank will be taking tank busters, which is a AoE on the main tank. Because of this, every time I say tank buster, move away from main tank, please move away from the main tank. Gronny, just so you know, right, if you move away from AV, it is okay as well. You can move around just to avoid hitting other players. Because AV, when it's channeling the tank buster, it doesn't move at all. So you can move away from other players to avoid hitting them. But usually it is on the other player's imperative to avoid the main tank. Try to give the main tank more space so that you don't eat the tank buster and die as the main tank takes it. Okay, I will call it out. Tank buster, avoid the main tank. Okay, it usually happens, or not usually, it always happens during some other mechanic as well. So be very careful. Okay, every time there's turbulent Aether, there'll be tank buster, there'll be ads, wyvern ads. There's a lot of things happening. So try to pay attention to it. I will try my best to call all of these out. Okay, so that's it for the AV explanations. Any questions at this point of time? Okay, if you have any pressing questions or urgent questions, feel free to just type it out, yell it out. Okay, if not, then we will start off by doing ready checks at this point of time. Okay, just do a simple ready check. Party leads help me just do ready check. Anyone who is not ready, let us know. Okay, sound off to let us know that they are not ready yet. Okay, if there's any DC or what, also let us know, because if they don't join us in the fight, because they are not here, they won't get any of the loot at the end. Okay, they will essentially be locked out of this fight. Okay, so it's not very nice lah. Okay, and if you are ready, kindly step forwards beyond the purple line. Okay, step into the arena so that we know that you are here. Okay, just step forward into the arena. Don't have to go too far. Just come in so that we know that you are here. Okay, other than that, not much else to mention. I need to place a waymark. Where's my waymarks? I'm gonna borrow this waymark. Thanks. Okay lah. I think that's all of it. Okay, we will start at ET 1510. Okay, ET 1510 if you be so kind. Okay, now just do your usual checks. So only main tank Grony stance on, all other tanks stance off. Magia board check. Okay, make sure you're on the correct element. Ice for most of us who are doing damage. Okay, main tank should be on defensive, which is wind. Food check. If you haven't used food already, just use something. Okay, anything just gives you an extra boost to your stats as well as HP. Okay, just listen to callouts lah. We'll try our best to clear this fight.
And Dell check 1500.
Those
Use
Dell
food
users.
if you want. Food helps, so just use food if you can.
Crony, as usual, I spam that tomahawk at the start. Just spam it.
Yep.
Spam a bit more.
Yeah, Dell, you can trigger your Dell now. Ricky is already boosting, so yeah. Spam your enmity, thank you.
Okay, as usual, limit break 1 at 1509, limit break 2 at 1508, range or caster LB only. Okay, just use it, if not, it's just wasted. Okay, LB2, LB1,
Number one.
and main tank
Nothing?
established. It's okay, doesn't matter. You just start. Okay, now AV opens up with a red wide. First mechanic is Eidos move away from the dark puddles, away from the dark puddles. Now the very first time he does it, there's only one color of puddles. Subsequent casts will have two colored puddles. Now come close to AV, come close to AV. He follows it up with Medusa Javelin. Now for this fight, you want to try to stay near AV as much as you can, because a lot of his mechanics require you to quickly move out from one half of the arena to another. Now, go to light. Go to light. This is impact stream. Stay on light. What's Eric doing? Okay, it's okay, never mind.
Eric is lagging,
I
just
see.
ignore.
Yeah. Okay, tank
Ouch.
buster on main tank. We'll pick him up later lah. Don't
Yeah,
worry
yeah.
about it. He's moving around.
Oh my god.
The dead body is dancing.
Okay,
Okay.
focus.
Okay, now away from light puddles. Away from light puddles. Okay, I use ideally move to the edge of the arena near this dark puddle here. Yep, nice. Yeah, sometimes you get bad patterns. I need to adjust.
Oh my god, it's still going around.
Okay, red, white. Now, check for tethers, check for tethers. Wait for the Medusa javelin. Okay, there'll be a javelin. And go to your puddles. Okay, try our best to handle this mechanic. Now, everyone else try to stay near the center. Tank buster on the main tank. Tank buster on the main tank. Away from main tank. You can just heal through. There'll be a red, white shortly after. Second red, white. Now, shortly after this, AV will become untargetable and disappear. Okay, rotate to defensive, stay in the middle, pop Eureka potions and mitigations. There'll be 3 impact streams, one after another. First one, go to dark, go to dark. Okay, try to stay near the center because you need to move left or right. Go to dark again. Remember to heal through. Last one is light, stay on light. Now after this, pop sprint, move away from the proximity in the center and come back in after AV lands. Okay, go back in.
Nope. Shoot. I thought it will renew.
It's okay.
Wait, did it renew?
I think it did. Okay, now finally, move away from the main tank. There's gonna be a tank buster after this. You can rotate your Mega back to offensive as well. Another raid wide. And shortly afterwards, we'll see ads. Ads incoming. Focus on the ads first. Tethers, check for tethers. Wait for the Medusa javelin and then go. Now if you have tether, do the tether
please,
mechanic.
please DPS the ads.
If not, help
Thank
to
you.
burn the ads.
They need to die.
Nice, thank you. Tank buster on main tank. Nice. More red whites. Okay, now more puddles, but we should be able
Just
to
kill it.
kill it. Comet!
I mean, there's a light puddle right by the exit.
But clenching a
You can
little
just
bit
run,
there.
just run to that light puddle and it'd be like,
Range DPS have the option to continue to DPS while running away. Okay, Ken, thanks Tomato. Okay, now notice that for rezzing dead players. Now this is generally for the healers. Okay, so if you're ever a healer in BA, right? A good habit to do is to yell out that you're gonna sacrifice that player before you actually do it. Okay, so that the healers don't like overlap sacrifices and don't crack open extra trays. But I think.
No, it's fine. I don't have to
Yeah.
crack. It's fine.
Okay,
They're procced.
nice.
But Eric's DCing.
Did it, Jane? Oh, man.
He's gone.
Oh, Nathan,
Nathan.
yeah.
Nathan's down.
Okay, remember, grab your
no, I
treasure
won't.
coffer. Grab your treasure coffer. Okay, now we let the.
Are you gonna do it, Mama? Oh, never mind.
Mama just did it.
Alright, thanks. Then you never get to use up your trays. Then you need to come back as healer next
I
time.
know.
Oh,
I,
healer forever. This is why I'm always a summoner, because I never use up my elder trait.
yeah. Okay, Mama first. Okay.
Alright.
Eric's actually DC'd again, so
But he's still alive, so he should be fine.
yeah, he got the raise, but he also got the boot.
I see. It's okay lah. He'll be back. No worries. Okay. For everyone else, let's just proceed onwards. Don't waste too much time. Now up the stairs, there's 2 trash mobs. Owls in chairs, and these mobs nothing really special except that we use them as resource builders. So basically, if you're DPS, you can use them to build your gauges, such as your red mage, black and white mana, okay, your ninja Bavra Kavra gauges, etc. etc. Okay, the monk chakras,
Samurai stickers.
samurai stickers, etc. You just use them to build your gauge. don't def L them. Okay, don't insta def them because that defeats the purpose of using them as DPS batteries. Now, do note, okay, we started to pull them, so just build up your gauges slowly. Now, do note that they'll use a skill called On the Properties of Darkness, which must be interrupted by stunning. Okay, but as a tank, I just hold my stun ready for it, so it's okay.
You can sleep it as well. So
Yep.
In case you get preemptively stunned too many times.
mm.
Okay, now after we kill this last mob, there's gonna be a cutscene. So cutscene enjoyers, just watch your cutscene first, and I will proceed with doing the Osma explanations for this final fight in BA.
Lol, so many stuns and sleeps.
I know, right?
Oh.
That's a good one.
Second one.
Everyone's got to contribute something. Okay, enjoy your cutscene. I'll wait for everyone to cutscene finishes. Yeah, screams geometrically. That's what the cutscene is all about. Screams geometrically.
Mhm.
Okay, now, welcome to the final fight in the Baldesian Arsenal. This fight is the last fight that you need to clear to get your clear for BA. Now, there's a couple of things to mention here, so I'll try to do it briefly. Now, first things first, come to the rear of this bridge over here. Come to the rear of the bridge, and what we normally do here on Elemental is we will line up, and the person casting Shell and Protect will help to cast it on everyone in the line. Okay, so basically this functions like a real life queue. You queue up, get your Shell, Protect, bow, say thank you, step out of the line, next person step forwards, get their Shell and Protect. Okay, so BBD and I think Malona is helping to cast it at the back. Thank you very much, guys. Okay, come and get your Shell and Protect at the rear. Okay, and refresh it because this explanation is going to take at least 10 minutes. Okay, so buckle in. Now, for the final fight in BA, you need to be in the Osma arena when Osma is defeated to count as a clear. In other words, you need to be there when Osma is killed for it to count as a clear. It's quite specific. However, for this fight, every 2 minutes or so, Osma will do a move called Black Hole, which will try to eject players from the Osma arena. Now, if that does happen to you and you get ejected, unfortunately, your run is over. Okay, so you need to try to stay in the arena as long as you can until Osma dies. Dead players, okay, if you die and you're on the floor, cannot deal with the black hole. They cannot handle the black hole mechanic and will automatically get ejected. Hence, you need to stay alive for as long as you can. Okay, I will explain how to handle all the mechanics shortly. Okay, now, for those who are new, okay, you can either carefully move to the front, but do not step on the shiny button at the front. That will send you onto the Osma arena, and I get a bit anxious when people jump down to the Osma arena early. Okay, because early pulls do happen every once in a while. Okay, so just stay up here until everything's resolved. Okay, now, if you look at the Osma arena, either looking at the actual Osma arena itself or open your mini-map and look at the Osma arena, you will notice that it's a ring-shaped platform with 3 rectangular protuberances sticking out on the east, west, and south. Okay, these are the 3 main platforms, and what needs to happen is that all of our everyone here, our entire alliance, needs to split up into 3 groups: east, west, and south. Main tank parties, okay, MT parties, and if there's more than 3 parties, an ST party for each of them. So if there's 6 parties, is east, west, and south, MT and ST parties, 2 per platform. If there are 7 parties, means a full 56, or maybe like slightly less than 56, but more than 48, the 7th SST party or support party will usually assign themselves to one of the 3 platforms. Now, we will need at least 1 main tank per platform to handle Osma's auto attacks, because Osma attacks 3 players at once, hence the need for 3 main tanks. Okay, in this case, I think Gronny is taking east, I'm taking west, if I'm not mistaken, and then someone will take south. Okay, but help to yell it out. Kelly will be helping me to arrange all this in the background using the Yell chat. okay, as I explained the Osma mechanics. Now do note that this is going to take about 5 to 8 minutes. Okay, so try to move around a little bit as I'm explaining mechanics. Okay, if not, you might get AFK kicked, and it has happened before. Okay, now, Osma mechanics, there are really two main, okay, actually three lah, but two of them are important. Okay, two main mechanics that you need to look out for. The first one is meteors. Now, meteors happen during the spike ball and triangle form of Osma. Okay, now notice Osma starts as a sphere and it will transform into one of three forms: a spike ball, triangle, or cube. During the spike ball or triangle forms, meteors happen. Now, meteors, 2 random players per platform will be marked with a massive AoE marker that you cannot miss. It's huge. It covers nearly the entire platform. These meteor marked players must stop and identify that they have the meteor. Now, the main problem with meteors is not that it's difficult to handle. The main problem is, number one, it's hard to see who has it. You need to see that you have it and handle it. If you don't handle it, there's a chance that everyone on your platform dies. So please handle meteors. Okay, these mechanics makes it so that it's difficult to guarantee clears in Osma. Hence, I never guarantee that we will clear our practice runs, because 1 or 2 players messing up the mechanics can kill a lot of players, and that sort of snowballs into a wipe. Okay, if a lot of players die, we fail the DPS check fails, Osma wipes all of us. Okay, so try your best to deal with the meteor mechanic. Now, how to deal with meteors? Later on when we jump down to the platform, you will see one waymarked at the rear right corner of your platform and one waymark to the left on the ring-shaped platform in the clockwise direction. Okay, facing Osma to the left, there will be a waymark on the button on the ring-shaped platform. Okay, these waymarks are party specific. Only your party can see them. So the waymarks will be marked for your party. If you have the meteor, you are marked with meteor, you go to one of these 2 waymarks and place the meteor on these waymarks. One is to the right back of the platform, the other is to the left on the ring-shaped platform. There's a button there, you will see a waymark there as well. Okay, later when you go down, all players should notice that where the waymarks are, ensure that you see the waymarks so that you know where to place meteors. If you don't see them later on, ask your party members to help you to place them, because it is important that everyone knows where to place meteors. Okay, meteors wipe like 99.9% of failed BA runs. Try your best to handle the meteors. Okay, now do note that meteors cannot be stacked. So if one person is running to the rear and you have the other meteor and you are closer to the left, you go to the left, and vice versa. You must adjust. There is no way we can say, oh, this person go left, this person go to the rear. No, you need to visually check to see who is going to the rear. If you have the meteor, you go to the left, or vice versa. Okay, if one person is going to the left, you have the other meteor, you go to the rear. Try to place them as best as you can. Okay, do not under any circumstance jump off the platform thinking that you will just remove the meteor. It doesn't work that way. The meteor gets placed where you jumped off, or worst case scenario, it gets sent somewhere else. Okay, sometimes it gets sent to the south platform. We've seen it happen before. Okay, try your best to handle meteors as best as you can. This is meteors. Okay, try your best. Not much else I can say about it. If shit hits the fan, we will try our best to adjust and cover for it. Okay, but just try our best. Okay, now, next mechanic is acceleration bombs. Now, accel bombs occur during the triangle form of Osma, and what happens is a random number of players will be given a accel bomb debuff. Now, this accel bomb starts with a random countdown timer. I think it's somewhere between 8 to 24 seconds. Okay, but I'm not really sure entirely what's the range. But there'll be a debuff counting down. As it hits 5 seconds or less, there's a visible dice icon that appears above your head. 3, 2, 1. It sort of snapshots, and at 1, you need to stop moving, stop attacking, stop auto-attacking or casting. Don't do anything. Sheath your weapon or deselect Osma if you are ranged DPS to prevent auto-attacks from triggering the accel bomb as well. If you're not doing anything at all, accel bomb fizzles. Okay, it just disappears, drops off. Nothing happens. You have resolved the Excel Bomb mechanic. However, if you move, cast, or auto attack, you will trigger the Excel Bomb, it will explode, reducing you and everyone around you health to 10%. It is percentage based, cannot be mitigated. Healers will need to quickly spam the AoE heals to cure everyone back to full health for the next incoming mechanic. Usually it's a meteor. Okay, so try your best to observe. If you have Excel Bomb, you need to resolve it by stop moving, stop attacking. If you're not sure, you see the Excel Bomb dice appear above everyone's head because you're all stacked together, right? So it's hard to tell. Just play safe, don't do anything, let it drop off until it disappeared, then you can continue. Okay, just play safe. DPS, generally speaking, not a very big issue, but if players like explode Excel Bombs or drop meteors on everyone, there's a chance we'll wipe it. Okay, so try your best to handle Excel Bombs. This is the second mechanic. Now, the third important mechanic is Black Hole. Every phase transition, so Ozma starts as a sphere, goes into a spike ball, goes back into a sphere. Every time it changes back into a ball or sphere, it does Black Hole. Now, to resolve Black Hole, all players must be standing on one of the 6 buttons in this arena. There's a button on the platform that you're on. There's a button to the left on the clockwise direction on the ring-shaped platform as well. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Now, you will just be on your main platform's button or on the button to the left of your platform. Usually, we assign range and caster DPS to go to the left because they can run and DPS as they are moving to the left. Okay, melees, tanks, and healers will stay on the platform. Okay, but in a pinch, if you are new and you panic, and I say Black Hole is coming, be on a button, and you just hesitate, just go to the nearest button. Don't suddenly realize, oh, I should be going to the left and start running off at the last minute. You will get sucked out. Okay, if you fail to do Black Hole, you will get siphoned out of the instance. You end up in Hydatos outside. Okay, unfortunately, your run is over. Okay, now do note that if you do get sucked out, okay, if you die, you are dead on the floor and Black Hole siphons you out, stay with the party, because in our 8-man parties we get access to LB3. If you rage quit and leave, then we will lose LB3. Okay, the people still fighting lose LB3. Try your best to just stay with us until the fight is over. Okay, whether we clear or not is irrelevant, but let's give us a fighting chance to see it through to the very end. Okay, now last few things to mention here before we ready check and get going. Now, there's one knockback in this fight. Actually, there's 2. Okay, there's shooting star, which is a radial knockback. I will call out, get knocked back to the front or get knocked back to the back. Okay, the pushback happens during the spike ball form, and I will say get knocked to the front or get knocked to the back. Just position yourself to be pushed to the front or to the rear. Try not to be pushed to the side because you might fall off the platform. Okay, and in a pinch, arm's length and surecast works to negate the knockback. Now, the other knockback is called Holy, H-O-L-Y. It happens during the square form, and it's a small little pushback coming out from the center, okay, coming out from Ozma, pushing everyone away from Ozma. Now, because of this, I will say this mechanic, the knockback, comes together with movement mechanics, meaning I'll say something like go to the rear, small incoming knockback. This means that you need to go to the rear of the platform, which is away from Ozma, but you need to stay away from the very edge of the rear of the platform because it's going to push you backwards a little bit. You're standing at the very back and it pushes you, you're going to fall off the rear. Likewise, if you get, if I say get off the platform, you need to get off the main platform to the sides onto the ring-shaped platform. Incoming knockback, stay closer to the front of the ring on the of the platform itself, because it will push you away from the center. If you're standing at the edge of the ring, you'll fall off the edge of the ring as well. So stay slightly closer to the front at all times. Okay, whenever possible, just try not to be at the very edge of the rear of all the platforms to avoid getting caught unaware by the holy knockback. Now, if you do fall off, do note that you will respawn on the south platform. If your remembered procs, try to find an opportunity to go back to join your party, whether you're on the east or the west. Okay, if you fall off, you will respawn in the south. Try to go back to your party. If not, you won't get any heals. Okay, and that's it for Ozma mechanics. Any questions at this point of time? Okay, we have about 24 minutes, so still ample time, but no, I don't delay it too long. So at this point of time, if you have questions, you can ask. If not, then we will do one more ready check. Okay, we do ready checks here. Make sure everyone is back, because the moment we start jumping down, I want to make sure everyone is ready. If someone accidentally starts the fight, we will need to get started immediately. Okay, now Osma is Thunder expected, so rotate your Mega to the correct element. Okay, Thunder for tanks or defensive. Earth for all the DPS. There is no Mega rotation in this fight, so you're on the correct Mega, that's it. No need to do any Mega rotation. There will be adds, but the adds are the same element. Okay, and just do ready checks. Yell out, east, west, south, MT, ST, ready. And then once everyone is ready, we will jump down and get into position. Okay, do note that as we are jumping down later on, do not target Osma. Do not target Osma, because if someone accidentally right clicks and auto attacks Osma or hits it with a skill, the fight starts instantly, and Osma opens with 3 tank busters on 3 random players. If they are not the main tanks, those players instantly die. And then a few seconds later, it does it again and again. So we need to get into position before we start the fight. Okay, the other thing to note is once we start running to our platforms, don't fall off the platform. You actually die if you fall off before the fight starts. Okay? Main, sub. Okay, all parties look to be ready. So let's move carefully. Okay, let's move. Okay, and be very careful. Walk to your platforms. Okay, if you are unsure, don't auto run. Just carefully go to your platform. Party, help me to place waymarks. Okay, if you don't see a waymark and you need it, okay, you're not sure where it is, ask your party to help you to place it. Only your party can place it for you. Only your party can see it. Okay, go to your positions. Place your waymarks. Main tanks stance on. All other tanks stance off. Okay, now do not sub tanks in an emergency. If the main tank dies, right, and you're an ST, you're a tank on your platform, you step up and grab Osma. Okay, you step up and main tank, because if no main tank is on the platform, players start to die one at a time until that entire platform is dead. Okay, so try your best to step in if necessary. Okay, but with our main tanks, we generally should be okay. Okay, and we will start at ET. Okay, ET 2400 lah. Okay, 0000. Okay, ET 0000. Okay, if you be so kind. Okay, LB2 at 2358, LB1 at 2359, range or caster LB. Now, do note for Osma, you can even melee LB it, but don't touch the Osma hitbox. Okay, as we always say, BBD's pro tip number 69, do not touch the ball. If you touch it early, it will aggro you. So wait until like close to the time, then you LB. I think my party, y'all want to melee LB, go ahead.
It will aggro you and probably kill somebody else on the platform.
Yeah, so jungles, go ahead and use the melee LB later. Okay, but arrange your parties who will LB. Like if you want to melee LB, you let your party know. Okay, the other thing is that if it's your first time here, okay, I do know first timers quite nervous. Okay, if this is making you nervous, okay, BVD's pro tip number 67, lower the BGM. Okay, or you can go to your menu, open the sound options, lower the BGM, or type in /BGM space 0 to turn it off entirely. Okay, just lower the background music. It tends to make people nervous for the first time. Okay, other than that, we will focus up, try our best. Breathe in, deep breath, breathe in. Okay, breathe out. If we stay cool, everything will be fine. Okay, use food if it dropped off already. Okay, we are starting soon. So good luck, try our best.
Sure you don't pop it too early.
Okay, LV2, LB1, and main tank established. Okay, now Osma opens up with tank buster like auto attacks on all the 3 main tanks. Keep the tanks alive. First mechanic is always gonna be spike ball. Move away from the front. Okay, go to the rear. Go to the rear. Now staying stacked as a group, move forwards together. This spike ball form does a split damage auto attack that must be shared. Okay, if you take it by yourself, you're gonna die. Knock back to the front. Shortly after this, position yourself to be knocked back to the front. Arm's length and surecast works as well. You can continue to stay stacked. Black hole 1 soon. Okay, black hole number 1, everyone to a button, everyone to a button, all 6 buttons must be accounted for. Okay, do note that you must be on a button as well or you will get sucked out. Go to the rear, go to the rear. Okay, you can move back to the front afterwards. Generally, we stay towards the front, left, stack together for heals and shields. Double movement pattern. Go to the rear, go to the rear. Afterwards, we'll be moving off the platform. Get off the platform now. Pain betas bait pain. XL bombs have gone out. Check for XL bombs. Okay, XL bombs stop moving. Nice. Meteors go, meteors go. Try to adjust. Place the meteor and come back for shields and heals. Burn adds. Continue to bait pain. Stay at the front, stay at the front. XL bombs have gone out. Check for XL bombs. Continue to bait pain. Okay, XL bombs stop moving. Nice. Black hole 2. Everyone to a button, everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Hello, Velista. Bye, Velista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shades.
Get off the
Sides.
platform, get off the platform. Main tanks get off last. Afterwards, go to the rear. Go to the rear now. Staying stacked, move forwards together as a group. Meteors incoming, meteors go. Okay, place the meteors and come back to your party for shields and heals. Incoming knockback, get knocked to the front after meteors have landed. Burn adds, stay stacked.
What? The third one?
It's fine.
Eh.
Kill it.
It's okay, no worries. Enough DPS to go round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incoming knockback, get knocked to the front, get knocked to the front. Continue to stay stacked. Black hole 3, soon. Black hole number 3. Everyone to a button, everyone to a button. All 6 buttons must be accounted for. Okay, once the animation has gone off, you can step off the button. Shades, be careful of the LB timing. Okay, we will need to move to the rear. Everyone to the rear. And then afterwards to the front. Everyone to the front now. Staying stacked to the front left, main tanks bait lasers to the right, away from the party and pop orbs. Try not to hit the main tank with the stack marker, small incoming knockback. Can continue to bait line AoEs away from the party. Home stretch. Okay, just burn the boss. This is the best time to DPS. If you have limit break and you wish to use it, now is the good time. Okay, but don't delay too long. Movement mechanic coming up.
Ah,
Staying stacked. Get off the platform. Get off the platform. Incoming
No,
knockback.
knockback.
Stay closer to the front. Pew. Can move back in. Continue to bait lasers away from the party. Home stretch. Black hole 4 soon. Okay, black hole number 4, last one. Do this mechanic first. Be on the button. Be on the button. We'll probably kill it afterwards. Very nice. Okay, and just finish it off. That should be the last mechanic that we see.
Easy.
Nice.
Nice. Congrats.
Very nice, very nice.
お疲れ様でした。
I know, right?
Hey, if you clear for the first time, jump off the platform.
Oh.
Let's do parkour.
Just do that.
Yeah, just jump into
Trust
the
me, trust
jump
me.
into the
Just jump off the platform if it's your first go.
Exactly.
Super fun.
I don't know what Melissa's doing. We all just seem like just
Oh.
get siphoned out. It's just standing there hitting the thing. Where's Melissa? Is he here? Maybe he fell asleep
Oh.
from listening to my callouts. I see.
He is there. He's not.
I know,
saying
right? Okay lah. That's it for this session. Now, there's a couple of things to briefly mention before we wrap up lah for today. So I'll just make this brief lah. Now, at the South platform, for those first-time clearers, we're gonna take screenshots here. So if you wanna take screenshot first-time clear, just stand at the South platform facing away from the exit lah. Okay, face away from the exit. We'll just take screenshots. You know, just line up nicely. Let the first-time clearers take a memento screenshot of their first clear. Now, at the same time, on the same southern platform, there's this treasure coffer here. You may wish to pick it up. Okay, this inside contains a Damascene cloth and a cryptic seal. Okay, and these cloth and seals are used to buy the Kirin, Osode, and Vermilion cloak. Okay, the body piece that is biz in Eureka. Now, you can actually sell them on the market board. Okay, but honestly speaking, I find that, you know, what you should do is find a friend who hasn't done BA or Eureka before. Tell them, hey, I'm gonna give this to you or sell this to you, and you can come join me in Eureka and then BA, and then we can go for future BAs and clear together. And this way, right, we just get more people to join us and do future BAs as well. Okay, this is known as the BA pyramid scheme. Okay, no lah, just is for you to sell. You can introduce your friends to it. Okay, we are more than happy to welcome new players to join us in BA. Quite fun. Okay, you wish to get more clears, more loot, gear up for other classes, feel free to join us for other runs. Now, if you have any questions with regards to anything, now I know this practice run is quite compacted. Okay, it's quite concise. So a lot of things I didn't explain. Okay, even though it's really quite lengthy. If you have any questions, anything you wish to learn more, you know, how to main tank like Gronny, you know, what you need to know. If you want to be a healer, what must you bring? How to use sacrifice? Things like this. Ask in our Discord. Okay, we have a Eureka questions channel. You can ask any questions there, and a lot of the BA veterans and BA addicts will be there to help assist and answer any questions that you may have. Okay, feel free to just ask questions there. Okay, you can ask anything about BA as well as Eureka inside the Discord itself. Okay, and last but not least, for first-time clearers, if it's your first time clearing, don't return or leave the instance. Use the exit portal present here once you've done taking screenshots and everything. Okay, use the exit portal. There's an NPC on the other end who will finish up your quest lah. Okay, there's an NPC there that will give you the last quest you need to finish up your Baldesion Arsenal quest line. Okay, remember to exit and talk to that NPC and, you know, watch the cutscene and everything lah. Okay, so congrats once again for first time clearers. Now, thanks and appreciation goes out to all the the organizer Kelly. Thanks very much. She always helps me on the runs, so it's very much appreciated. Okay, but she always hungry, always want to go eat food one.
I need to go to the shops. I need more coffee.
She
I have
needs
no
milk.
milk.
She needs milk today. See lah, today is milk. Sometimes it's dinner, sometimes it's lunch, sometimes it's milk. But it's okay lah. Yeah, thanks very much, Kelly. Always joins me for the runs to help out as organizers. Now, one thing I want to mention is that for future, for veterans who have done multiple BAs, right? If you want to host your own runs, okay, we actually have a lot of resources on this as well. And I want to actually briefly mention that if anyone wants to host their BA runs, host their own runs, ask us in the Discord as well. Okay, we actually have a lot of resources, but just seems that people don't know where to find it, or are not asking, or maybe they're just shy to ask. Don't be shy. Okay, feel free to ask the same question in the same place, the Eureka questions channel. Ask them, okay, I want to host my own runs. What do I need to know? What do I need to do? Or what are the resources I need? Okay, shout out to BBD as well. She has created a lot of these guides. Okay, Nia as well. Okay, Nia, BBD.
Yeah.
Okay, they written a lot of guides for hosts who may wish to host BA runs. Okay, we can point you or show you where to find these resources. Okay, for future runs as well. Okay, recently we have a couple of people who wanted to host, but apparently can't really find any resources. Okay, feel free to ask the questions. Don't be shy. Okay, other than that, thanks BA Addicts. Okay, today's run only had about, I think, 20 signups, but I think a lot of the veterans showed up to help us with the runs. Okay, these veterans, they don't need more clears. They're just here, to help with the runs, to support, okay, to assist, bring the DPS, okay, including players on not just our Discord, but also players from the JP community. Okay, we run BA with them quite regularly in the past. Okay, although now it's a content spike, so a lot of people are doing savage raids. Okay, but thanks so much for all these friends and BA addicts who have joined us for all our past and future runs. Okay, I really appreciate it. They are actually the ones who are making the runs happen. So thanks very much, guys, for coming along. Okay, and it's about 4 o'clock so for me on my time. So I'm going to go chill out a little bit, go for dinner. Kelly needs to go buy milk. And I'll see you guys in future PA runs.
Bye.
Thanks,
Hot foot.
guys. See
Fun.
ya.
Bye.
Bye, Mon.
Signing off.